It's after the hour. I'm Michael Patrick Shields. We are here in Grand Rapids at the West Michigan Policy Conference and joined by one of the real heavy hitters in this town, Thomas Haas, the president of Grand Valley State University. Thanks for being here.
Good morning.
Nice. I know you're always up this early, right?
Well, I am. God, you cutting in my running time.
Yeah, sorry about that. I know, though, you have to get to Grand Valley State early so you can get a parking space, right?
Oh, absolutely. We have record enrollment this year, which I'm really proud of, 28 years in a row.
How are you doing that?
We're doing it because we have great academic programs. We're reaching out across the state. Third of our students are now coming from the southeast corner. We are represented by other states around the region, but focused right here in Michigan. It's basically because we are looking ahead with the type of jobs that this state needs in healthcare and business and engineering. And I think that's the real focus, and people are hearing it.
Is there any way to monitor what percentage of graduating students from Grand Valley State find a job, say, within the first year? Absolutely.
We do that every year. And we also have, this past year, increased the number of graduates from 4,700 to 4,900, about 4%. And of the recent graduates, 90% of our recent graduates are either working or going to grad school right here in Michigan.
Wow, that's more than I would have expected. You too?
Well, again, we're making connections with the business community. That's one of the most important partnerships we have. We have internship programs and co-op programs, and the businesses and the profit and not-for-profit really appreciate the type of graduate we're producing.
How does that stand up against the national average, if you know?
Well, not sure, but here in Michigan, of course, we see the reports of some brain drain. We look at ourselves as a brain gain.
Terrific play on words there. And I see here a story this morning that says you've been named the 6th safest college campus in America.
Well, I think that goes to the culture right here in West Michigan as well. And it's one of those types of lists you want to be on. We are also on one of the top 10 regional public universities in the Midwest now. And one other listing that I'm really proud of is 14 years in a row, one of America's 100 best buys.
So you can get a job, a college education, and be safe?
And have an affordable education.
What more could you possibly
ask
for?
That's what I'm really proud of.
That's pretty good.
Type of institution we have and the connections we have here in West Michigan. Grand Valley is nurtured with the public-private partnerships year over year.
What do you remember most about your Coast Guard days, and do you use any of those lessons in your leadership now?
Oh, absolutely. I use a lot of metaphors, one of which I use time and again. I thematically drew this out again. When you're on a Coast Guard cutter, you have to anticipate, you have to adapt, you have to lead, you have to create a stable platform in which to move forward. You have to have that strategic plan in place. Then you can innovate. You have to be ready for the changes that are around you. You always keep your engines moving ahead, especially in these types of economic troubles in Michigan.
Did you ever see any really bad weather out there? Bad?
I've been through a hurricane before, so
really?
The answer is yes on the East Coast, and I was stationed here in the Great Lakes as well, and there's some great storms that come across Lake Michigan over to Huron and beyond.
That's what I heard last week, that the Badger couldn't run because the waves were too bad over to Wisconsin. I didn't think that could happen.
It's called a fetch, and some of those waves get 12, 15 feet with the right conditions, and
wow.
And they're very short, so when you think about many years ago, the Edmund Fitzgerald going down in Lake Superior back in '74.
It's still unimaginable, a freighter that size sinking in a Great Lake. Do you watch that show, The Deadliest Catch, at all?
Well, I do. In fact, my son stationed up in Alaska. He was a commanding officer on a cutter up there, and he has seen 60-foot waves. So yes, it's pretty tough work, and there's lots of people supporting that type of environment.
Wow. Thank you very much for being here. Great to see you. I hope we'll talk again soon.
Very good. Thank you, Mike.
The president of Grand Valley State University, Thomas Haas, this morning, and I take it that's the Coast Guard theme we're playing you off with there, just for good measure. 35
I need to stand and salute.
Okay. Right along the banks of the Grand River here in downtown Grand Rapids, it's Michael Patrick Shields from Devos Place. It's the 2010 West Michigan Policy Conference brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. We have news coming next, including a whole layout of what's happening here at the conference, and we'll get you a fall color update. Yep, it's time to start looking northward as the colors come southward. Back in a